When you're hungry for some big money, Mole Lake's the place.
This fall, something amazing is coming to CBS.
Awesome!
The CBS Friday Night Block Party. 4 great shows: Family Matters, Mego, Gregory Hines, and Step by Step.
Is this guy for real?
No. It's the biggest comedy bash anywhere.
Dad, sometimes you are so strange.
The new CBS Friday. You won't find laughs like this anywhere else. The CBS Friday Night Block.
The Super Bowl champion Green Bay Packers are back at Lambeau Field. Tonight, they open the 1997 preseason against the Miami Dolphins.
Bay Packer preseason football, brought to you by HIS, jeans that fit your life. Just get up and go. Citgo says go. Your local Jeep and Eagle dealers. Miller Genuine Draft, who reminds you it's time for a good old macro brew. Pizza Hut, making it great again and again. See your Packerland Ford dealers, where there's more to afford. Perkins, Wisconsin Perkins Family Restaurants proudly sponsor the pack. Menards, save big money at Menards. Toyota and your local Toyota dealers. Havish, Davis, and Rotier, another team with a winning tradition. Your Wisconsin BMW retailers. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Trade Winds Premium and Bacon Rise Pizza. Championship taste made in Titletown, USA. The new Dodge and your friendly Dodge dealers. It's about change.
Number 41,
So it's the Dolphins against the Packers in the 48th annual Midwest Shrine Game. Hello again, everyone. Bill Jartz and Brian Noble back with you once again. And Brian, they say the only thing more difficult than winning a championship is defending it. And tonight the Green Bay Packers are going to find out just how much truth there is to that statement.
Bill, 5 years ago, Coach Mike Holmgren and Ron Wolf had a game plan. They culminated that in January with a Super Bowl victory. Yesterday, they solidified the future of this organization by signing two-time league MVP quarterback Brett Favre to a new 7-year contract that will carry him through the year 2003.
Across the way, the Miami Dolphins come in with their coach Jimmy Johnson. We'll have it all for you next. It's the Packers and the Dolphins here on the Packer Preseason Network.
Bernardo Harris. A left outside linebacker from Ball State. Number 9.
With its legendary capabilities and tough quadricoil suspension, Jeep Grand Cherokee can take you to all kinds of places far from home. Or not so far from home. Now lease a Legend Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo for just $319 a month. Check one out at your Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Wisconsin grows potatoes. Did you know that a russet potato comes right out of the Wisconsin ground? There's no need to go all the way to Idaho when that homegrown taste can't be found. Right here in our state, isn't that great? Now that everybody knows Wisconsin grows potatoes.
Let's get one thing straight. The Pack is back! World champions! Not Chicago, not New York, not San Francisco, and definitely not New England. So to help the league remember who's on top, Citgo has this World Champion Packers hat for just $5.99 with any 8-gallon fill-up. But get them fast, because since the Pack is back, everybody wants to be a Packer backer.
Packers World Championship hats, only at participating Citgo retailers.
Reggie White, at the end of last season, you made Wisconsin #1, and Packerland fans everywhere thanked you. Well, the factory-authorized closeout signals the end of our season, and we'd like to thank everyone who made us #1, with great savings on a great selection of Ford F-150s. Get up to $1,500 in savings on America's #1 selling pickup.
Now that's super.
Hurry in before they're gone. The #1 football team is in Wisconsin, and the #1 sellers are at your Ford dealer.
See you, Packerland Ford dealer.
Hello, Pizza Hut. How much is one of your new pizzas?
$8.99.
I want pepperoni. With pepperoni.
$8.99.
Sausage. Pepperoni and sausage.
$8.99.
Peppers. Pepperoni sausage. And peppers.
$8.99.
Mushrooms.
$8.99.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms, that's $8.99.
Now you can get one of our totally new medium pizzas for just $8.99. Topped any way you want.
How much for a second?
Just $5.
Any medium, $8.99. Second one, $5 more.
Well, it was January 26th when we last saw the Packers in action. Then, of course, in Super Bowl 31, they won that ball game over the New England Patriots. And it has a Super Bowl environment and an atmosphere here tonight at Lambeau Field, Brian.
You look around the stadium here at Lambeau, and everybody is as excited as I've ever seen them. Of course, it's been 30 years since they've been able to be this excited about a defending Super Bowl champion.
And I'll tell you what, somebody else is excited is Brett Conway, the kicker, the newcomer, replacing Chris Jackley. He drills it 9 yards deep in the end zone. Clayton Holmes will take a knee, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Miami Dolphins. And what a great start for that young man, Brian.
Not bad. He knew all eyes were going to be focused on his first opportunity on the football field, and he made the most of it. It's been a long time since the Green Bay Packers have had a kicker that could put it out of the end zone, and he did a great job of doing that. Right out, no return. Miami takes over on the 20-yard line.
Dan Marino, just an outstanding quarterback. He, too, will be headed to the Hall of Fame, much like his former coach, Don Shula, went in today. You see his numbers from a year ago, down from what they had been, but still a very, very dangerous man. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Miami Dolphins, just underway here from Lambeau Field. The give is to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the running back, not the big center. He gets about 2 yards against that Green Bay defense. And what a defense it is, Brian, setting all kinds of marks last year in the National Football League.
Bill, you talk about that defense. Here's the Miami offense that's going to be running up against them. Of course, quarterback Dan Marino, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Being from LA, I still find that hard. Stanley Pritchard, Lamar Thomas, and the rest of the gang up front. James Brown, Chris Gregg, Tim Rudy, Jeff Buckley, who's in for Keith Sims, starting at guard, and Richmond Webb, the all-pro tackle.
2nd and 7 now from the 23. We'll set the Green Bay defense for you in a moment. Marino with that quick delivery to his tight end. That's Ed Perry, the rookie, starting in place of Troy Drayton tonight, who's nursing a sore ankle. Bringing him down, Bernardo Harris. Let's check that defensive front now, and what a defense it is. White, Dotson, Brown, and Wilkins across the front. The linebackers, all new from a year ago, starting tonight. Keith McKenzie, Bernardo Harris, and Lamont Hollandquest. In the secondary, one of the finest in the league. Newsom and Evans on the corner. It's Butler and the experienced Eugene Robinson playing free safety for the Pack. 3rd and 2 from the 28. 13:43 to go, just underway in the Midwest Shrine game. A little draw play, a little delay there, I should say, to Jabbar, and it's going to be close to the marker. I think he's short.
When you talk about running in the blood of this front four on the defensive line of the Green Bay Packers, you're not going to get a lot. And Miami found that out right there. They've got a 4th down. They're going to have to kick.
And listen to this crowd tonight. It's a Milwaukee crowd, of course, having made the trip up, hence the early start. This is the earliest preseason opener for the Green Bay Packers, having twice played on July 31st, but tonight we're underway. John Kidd, the former Northwestern star, going to be punting it away to Darren Sharper, the rookie. Sharper, this will be the first time he touches the ball at Lambeau from the 23. Sidesteps one, then gets run over at the 29-yard line. Pretty good coverage down there by Frank Wainwright, the veteran tight end special teams expert. It's a 43-yard punt and a 4-yard return for Darren Sharper. We had a chance to talk to Mike yesterday about him. He said that he told Derek Mace he wants him to be his punt returner, but Sharper's been impressive.
He's a big man. He's very fluid. He can really run the ball. And, of course, you're seeing quarterback Brett Favre, the league's 2-time MVP. And how much we'll see him today, we don't know.
They had said in talking to Coach Holmgren they'd like to get him 1 quarter. And you notice up front, we'll set the offensive line for you, but Earl Dotson is starting for Green Bay. He's starting because Brett Favre's starting and playing. 1st and 10 from the 29, 12:57 to go. Favre tries his iron first go, and Mickens can't hold on. Pretty good coverage out there by one of the secondary guys. And let's set that Green Bay offense for you. They score the most points in the National Football League. It's Favre starting at quarterback with Bennett and the Bulldog fullback Henderson there. Mickens is starting in place of Brooks. It's Freeman and Chimura rounding out your receiving core. Up front, good bunch of guys, 2 underrated. Dotson, Timmerman, Winters, Taylor, and John Michaels, a second-year man, former #1 pick. Speaking of #1 picks, they're still looking for Ross Verba, and they could use him tonight. Second and 10 now from the 29. Clock stopped. 12:54 to go. First quarter of play. Got a man going there. Fire's been doing that throughout training camp. Quick give to one of the running backs there for Green Bay. It was Edgar Bennett getting the call, but Favre with that voice again made him jump.
You get a free play here. Brett does a very good job of barking like that and drawing guys offside, Bill. And now you've got a situation where it's
Offside.
second and 5.
Number 92 on the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Daryl Gardner, the second-year man, defensive lineman from Baylor. You see Favre's numbers from a year ago. The most impressive statistic, the last 2 columns there, Brian.
39 touchdowns and only 13 interceptions. It's incredible. He's on a remarkable pace. He's doing well.
7th-year man from Southern Miss. Favre, plenty of time, and he's going to float one up for Freeman. Freeman hangs out and a penalty marker's down at the 29-yard line. Antonio Freeman, he signals first down. On the coverage out there was Terrell Buckley.
Well, how apropos for the Green Bay Packers and their man, Brett Favre. A 38-yard completion downfield. Brett gets some excellent protection inside.
Number 27.
Fake up inside, and Brett Favre.
Penalty is declined.
He just floats it downfield, and great play. Antonio Freeman, the guy's turning into one of the best receivers in the game. This is just an acrobatic catch by Antonio Freeman. Terrell, I'm sure the Green Bay Packer fans are used to seeing that. Terrell behind somebody. Excellent completion by the Green Bay Packers.
Freeman, a 3rd-year man, 3rd-round pick out of Virginia Tech. It's now 1st and 10 from the 29. Clock rolling with 12:23 to go. Favre then feeling some heat, and down he'll go. 93, Trace Armstrong there, who led the Dolphins with 12 sacks a year ago, gets Favre for the first time this year, working against John Michaels.
Well, Michaels is going to get some playing time today. You know, he struggled a little bit last year. He's going to have to get out there and do some things that's necessary to compete at this level.
Let's check that Miami defense. It's Armstrong, Bowens, Gardner, and Jason Taylor starting tonight for Daniel Stebbs. The linebackers are Collier, Thomas, and Harris. Secondary, you saw Buckley already tonight. Calvin Jackson is the other corner. The safeties, Sean Wooden and Corey Harris, another former Packer. Levens and Beebe come in right now. Levens, the lone setback, 3 wideouts for the Packers on 2nd and 20 from the 39. Levens on the draw play. Straight through the middle, down to about the 34-yard line goes Dorsey Levens. What a battle. We talk about battles shaping up here in the preseason. There's a good one shaping up, although perhaps the coaches say the media making more of that battle than what's really there.
Well, it's kind of nice for the Green Bay Packers and Coach Mike Holmgren to have that problem as to who's going to be their running back. They've got 2 quality guys, Edgar Bennett, Mr. Dependable, Mr. Versatility, and then Dorsey Levens comes in. He did an excellent job last year on 3rd down situations. He's the guy that they bring in on the spread formation. A big guy. He's got better speed than Edgar, but to have both of those and to have that ability to choose, it's definitely got to be a plus.
Beebe, Freeman, and Mickens out wide. Levens again the lone setback. Favre straight back in the pocket and drills it deep for Freeman. And what a great catch inside the 5. This man's on fire, Brian.
Another great catch, just acrobatic. He's getting up. He's one of the most talented receivers Green Bay's got. They get another blitz, and Mark Schmurr does a great job out on the corner of picking that up. That puts him one-on-one in the backfield in the secondary. Brett throws it up there, and he just knows, on that 30-yard reception, he just knows that if he puts the balls out there, these guys can go up and catch the ball. And Antonio Freeman, just a fantastic catch right there. And this is only the first preseason game, and they're making these kind of catches.
Much like a year ago when Robert Brooks was gone, Antonio Freeman stepped up, was the go-to man. And Jimmy Johnson right now has got to be telling his defense, fellas, find a way to stop number 86. It's an eye backfield. They get to the second man through, that's Edgar. Edgar plows down near the 1-yard line. As George T, the former Packer, puts a little bit of a stick on him there to prevent the touchdown.
You're going to see the Green Bay Packers down here this early in the preseason. They're going to try to run this ball in, I think. They've got that offensive line. They want to build some confidence in there. John Michaels has done an excellent job in practice of driving guys off the ball. He's got a very slender defensive end out there. I wouldn't be surprised to see him take a shot over there.
And he's got Henderson at fullback. It's like a guard in the backfield. Again, it's Bennett. And Bennett gets met deep in the backfield. 2 yards deep. It was Jason Taylor, the rookie from Akron, who's opened some eyes here in the early going. 75 there, also Shane Burton.
He comes right off the backside corner right there. Nobody gets a block on him, and he just got a good jump off the ball and got a good hit on Edgar.
So it sets up 3rd and goal now from the 2-yard line. 9:19 to go with a clock rolling here. 2 big receptions by Antonio Freeman as the Packers knocking on the door here early in the Midwest Shrine game. Favre pumps it. It's Freeman. Apropos, out of bounds. Out of bounds.
That's another highlight catch right there, Bill.
But you know, in some respects, Brian, maybe this is good as we're going to watch the replay because Brett Conway is going to get his crack at what should be a chip shot field goal to build some confidence.
This is an excellent play here. Antonio just laying out. Watch his feet. There's one down. Oh! We might have well, we don't have instant replay anymore, do we?
They were talking about it, Brian, but the owners did not want to give up a timeout if they had called one. Here's Conway now for his first field goal attempt as a Packer from 20 yards out. And there it is. And listen to the reception he gets from this crowd. Brett Conway, that is. Brett Favre sets the table. Brett Conway puts the points up. It's 3-0 Green Bay over the Dolphins. 9:01 to go, first quarter of play.
I want a car that'll hold its value for a long time.
We've got it. Yeah, baby, we've got it.
Then what you want is a new Toyota Corolla. For just $189 a month, you can lease the most trusted car in the world. This is a TMCC lease available through your Toyota dealer. Each dealer negotiates their own terms.
Corolla's an MVP in my book.
Wow! We've got it. Yeah, baby, we've got it.
Wow! Did you see that? How did he do that? What a great move. I can't believe he did that.
The secret's definitely in the sauce. No, the secret's definitely in the cheese. No, it's the sauce. It's the cheese. It's the sauce. It's got to be the cheese.
Trade winds, premium and bacon rise pizza, made in Titletown with Super Bowl taste. We use 100% Wisconsin cheese and a secret mix of spices to give our pizzas a winning taste. Bring one home and put in a winner tonight. Trade Winds Pizza.
Every day, innocent people get hurt or even die in accidents. Our law firm has helped hundreds of people in central and northern Wisconsin receive fair settlements for their injuries. We're dedicated to the values of this area: fairness, hard work, and honesty. We hope you never need us, but if you do, we're here.
Jim Weiss and Habish, Davis & Rotier, building relationships in central and northern Wisconsin.
Has made this home his in the Packers the last few years. 31-4 here at Lambeau Field in 5 years. The Packers jumping out in front tonight, 3-0. A couple of big plays. Brett Favre to Antonio Freeman. Then this man, Brett Conway, cashed in with a 20-yard field goal. 9 plays, 70 yards, 3:56 elapsed. 3-0 Pack with 9:01 to go. So Conway has the ball teed up, ready to go here. Defense gets another crack at it. Holmes and Jordan back deep, and it's going to be Clayton Holmes. Holmes crossed the 25. Pretty good return out there near the 35-yard line, brought down by Travis Jervey, number 32. And that's one thing Coach Holmgren pointed out in our meeting yesterday after a 26-yard return there by Holmes is keep an eye on these young guys on special teams.
The important thing for these guys is knowing that these young players, this team is so laden with talent. There the drive is 9 plays, 70 yards. A little over 3 minutes, almost 4 minutes on the drive, but these young guys have got to go out and prove that they belong on the defending Super Bowl championship team.
1st and 10 from the 35, 8:52 to go. The Dolphins under Gary Stevens' offensive coordination. Here's Marino, flares it out here, complete near the first down stripe. O.J. McDuffie, the wide receiver there on the receiving end. Newsom on the coverage. Marino, what can you say about the guy, Brian? He's been around for a long, long time, and as you mentioned, 51,000 yards passing already, and he just signed an extension through the 1999 season.
He's the man. The Dolphins, as we mentioned in the opening, if the Dolphins are going to take that next step, this is the guy. He's got to stay healthy, and he's got to continue to produce.
41 pages in the Miami Dolphins media guide devoted to Dan Marino. 1st and 10 now from the 45. High backfield for Marino, and he gives it to Jabbar, and the ball's loose. Marino's on top of it at the 34-yard line. Reggie just puts an arm on him. Marino, for years, though, Brian, was the Iron Man, and in recent years, he's starting to maybe feel a little bit of that wear and tear.
Well, the age will finally catch up to, especially, as you mentioned, the wear and tear of football here. I think we just got to, Dan, this heat, right now, people probably don't get the feel of this heat. It's almost 85 degrees, a heat index up right around 100. So with those hands getting a little slippery, that ball's going to come right out, and I don't think the running back ever even had an opportunity to get that ball.
Boy, but if anybody should be used to the heat, should be these guys. I'm telling you. From the shotgun now, something you won't see the Packers do. From the 29, here comes Marino. Good protection, and it's complete. Out on the far side, it's O.J. McDuffie. They kind of mix it up a little bit over there. Leroy Butler exchanging a few pleasantries as we go here.
Leroy's still waiting for that first interception of the season. He hasn't had one in camp yet. Stepping into that strong safety. Leroy's really made some big plays. He's going to come out here and watch him get underneath. This is like what you call a form tackle. The guy goes down. Doug Evans has got a hurt shoulder. Watch Leroy wrap, bend, and throw. That's a nice tackle.
A little bit of Wayne Simmons in him there, baby. I think it's some lessons. 7:17 to go, first quarter. 3rd and 9 now from the 46. Marino under the center. Single setback. Fires it up top, overshoots his target. That's McDuffie up top. Incomplete. The Packer defense does its job again.
Great pressure from the front four. Keith McKenzie coming off the corner along with Gilbert Brown. Gabe Wilkins coming in, filling in for Sean Jones, who retired this last year. That's going to be important for the front four to put pressure on. Dan had nowhere to go with the ball and just had to dump it off, or they would give up the sack.
We've seen this combination before. There's Darren Sharper, the rookie from William & Mary. As Kidd delivers the punt and hangs it up there. Kidd, one of the best at putting it inside the 20, and that's exactly what he's going to do right there. Kidd led the NFL in toucher with balls inside the 20-yard line. That was a 49-yard effort for the young man from Northwestern to spin around a little bit. So we'll step aside here right now, catch a little breather here. It's 3-0 Green Bay over the Dolphins with 6:54 to go, first quarter of play.
Are you looking for the perfect part-time job? That is a part-time job that has all the advantages and benefits of a full-time job? Well, Laidlaw Transit has the perfect job for you. Laidlaw is now hiring school bus drivers. Laidlaw is offering you flexible part-time hours, good pay, an insurance plan, no night work, no weekends, and now Laidlaw offers 401k. If you're looking for a great part-time job with full-time benefits, then make the call today. 359-3555. Laidlaw Transit of Wausau and Schofield.
Let the quality shine in with savings at Menards. Bring beauty into your home with Emco Storm and Screen Doors. The Forever View offers maximum ventilation and durability in 6 colors, $184. Give your home a new look with Dutch Boy Dirt Fighter paint. A top-quality exterior latex that resists peeling, starting at $10.77 a gallon after rebate. Save on top brand names at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Low interest.
Cash back.
Low lease.
You want a new car or minivan, and we want to sell you one. It's that simple. At Chrysler and Plymouth, we want what you want. And now, during the Chrysler and Plymouth model year clearance, get $1,000 cash back on every Plymouth car, or up to $1,500 cash back on select Chryslers. There are low leases and up to $2,330 in total values on select Plymouth minivans. It's the Chrysler and Plymouth model year clearance, because we want what you want. It's that simple.
On the next home improvement, it's Jill's big night until...
You blew up my driver's license picture?
Surprise! Tonight after the Packer game on 7.
So John Kidd pins the Packers back at their 6-yard line. 1st and 10 from there, 6:54 to go. The Packers out in front, having put together a pretty good drive there. You get a look at Gilbert Brown, who's been bothered by an ear infection, but I tell you what, he bothers offensive lines, and ear bothers him. 65 total yards so far for the Packer offense, and they give it to Edgar Bennett, and he squirts through, and he's still on his feet. Up to the 25-yard line goes Edgar Bennett. He lost a little bit of weight, I think, in the offseason. He's looking for his speed to go up, and there's his speed for 19 yards.
I don't like he's limping a little bit, but this is a great trap play inside. Aaron Taylor does a great job turning up inside, sealing the backside off. Edgar gets up, it's showing that extra speed, and not only that, I like he breaks a tackle and comes through. This is not good, though. Edgar comes up limping. Looked like an ankle, but you hate to try to guess what could be wrong, but that's not what you want to see. We'll talk about the keys to winning this game pretty soon, and that's one of them, is we don't want to see anybody get injured.
There you see his numbers from a year ago, and Favre wisely just dumps it off here. Going to get rid of it out to Hendrick Lusk, the newcoming tight end. Now let's check out, as you mentioned, Brian, one of the keys to winning here is we take a look at our Toyota keys to winning. The first one right out of the gate is
stay healthy. It's important in a preseason game, especially for Green Bay. They've got 5 preseason games this year. You don't like to see one of your starters go down. Needless to say, you don't want to see anybody go down. Avoid penalties. Mike Holmgren's big on execution. Even though you're new, he wants to see you execute and concentrate when you're out there. And making a statement. For the young guys, they've got to come out here to make this organization, to make this football team. It's very talented. They got to come out and prove that they belong to be here.
Your 3 Toyota keys to winning tonight. Favre hands it off to Dorsey Levens, who's filling in the duties now with Edgar Bennett on the sideline, getting some attention, and we'll see if we can get a shot and check things out down there. Couple of substitutions. It's going to be Bill Schrader and Kadri Ismail coming in there. As you see the folks across the way, they're working on Edgar Bennett, Pepper Burris there on the right.
Doc McKenzie down there looking at it. Doesn't take Mike Holmgren long to get one injury, and all of a sudden the wholesale substitutions are going to start coming in here.
Ismail seeing his first action as a Green Bay Packer, the former Viking. That's Freeman going in motion, 5 on 3rd and 6. Little screen pass here. Good block by Aaron Taylor, but Levens just runs out of real estate over on the near side here. Zach Thomas, the fine second-year linebacker, making his stop. And we're going to get our first look at Craig Hendrick.
Aaron Taylor's kind of making a statement this year. He hasn't been talking to the press at all, and I asked him why. If you watch him come out on this screen, he does a good job setting it up right there and then comes back out. He just wants to do all his talking with his play this year.
Hendrick 42-2 a year ago in gross. And look at his inside the 20 numbers as well, 26 times. He's also a pretty fine golfer at 2 handicap. Back deep, it's Charles Jordan, the former Packer. And boy, did Hendrick get into this. Jordan inside the 10 at the 8. Flag flies as Jordan gets up to the 21-yard line. Hendrick certainly did his job. A 62-yard punt, a 12-yard return by Charles Jordan. And right now, let's check the penalty marker across the way. Pretty good start for Mr. Hendrick.
Yeah, he's got that backswing thing working pretty good for him. You know, that's Nolan Cromwell has done an excellent job, not just with the punting team, the kicking teams, all the special teams. Nolan Cromwell really has focused on this. And for some of these, we talked about young guys.
Personal fall. Blocking low on a return team, number 57, half the distance to the goal, first down.
And this is what he wants out of his special teams. Great coverage, get downfield.
So Jimmy Johnson's going to take a sip, and we're going to step aside. 3-0 the Packers, 4:08 to go, first quarter of play.
Presents your ticket stub from tonight's game at Milwaukee County Stadium.
The sheer luxury of the BMW 740i from every angle. Plush appointments with thoughtful amenities surrounded by sleek, sophisticated styling. And every new BMW comes equipped with road-hugging all-season traction, because into each life, a little rain must fall. Stop dreaming. Start driving. BMW.
Long before the sun rises, the dough is rising at Perkins. Before you roll out, we do. While you're waking up, you'll love what we're baking up. Fresh and flaky all day long. Satisfy your deepest chocolate cravings with our Fudge Brownie Supreme, Chocolate French Silk Pie, or Chocolate Chip Muffins. Perkins, breakfast, dinner, and everything in between.
How can I ever repay you?
You could try them.
Training staff continues to work on Edgar Bennett. They're saying it's a slight sprained left ankle. He'll be out of the game as a precautionary measure. Brian, it's one thing they can ill afford, as you pointed out in your keys to winning, is they have to avoid the injury bug.
Well, and especially somebody like Edgar Bennett. The guys just love Edgar. He's done a great deal for this organization and this team. And To get nicked up in the first preseason game, that's not good.
Well, we've had our shot of Dan Marino already tonight. Craig Erickson now in at quarterback, and it's going to be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the carry. Erickson's numbers from a year ago, and he saw some action because Marino sat out 3 games with a broken ankle, 55 and 99, 780 yards, 4 TDs and 2 interceptions, and they say he's the heir apparent if and when Marino ever puts the hat on for good.
Well, and Craig played for Jimmy Johnson down in Miami, I believe, and he's pretty comfortable with him. He's got good talents, good size, physique-wise. He's got a strong arm. They like him.
2nd and 6 from the 13th, 3:36 to go with a pack in front by a field goal. Second back through, that's Jabbar, spins around. Now look at this. Take a knee, my friend. You're losing. You're losing ground in a hurry.
You're not going to do that against the #1 defense in the National Football League.
Keith McKenzie there for the pack, and he should have just fallen down the first time. Well, let's take a look at it again.
Bernardo Harris, middle linebacker, steps up and fills the hole, and then you watch the guys flow to the football. This is what you talk about, speed, youth, and hunger. Doug Evans coming off the corner, making sure this man does not get outside. They filled that hole something good.
Boy, a great stuff job there by Bernardo Harris.
They're very happy with this kid. You know, they brought in Seth Joyner to play the middle, and he just can't get in there yet because Bernardo's having such a good camp.
3rd and 11, put your ears back, here they come. Erickson feeling the heat, ball is loose.
Reggie White. Oh, they're going to call it an incomplete pass.
I can tell you how the fans are going to react to this one, Brian. We'll take a look at this one again. The big fella in there. Reggie White, the 13th year man. Now let's see.
Dave Wilkins coming off the corner, gets knocked down, and he's going to get back up and knock. There he is right there. Great job by Gabe Wilkins filling in for Sean Jones. He's coming off, never quit. He got knocked down, does a spin, comes up and hits Craig right in the chest with a foot.
Wilkins peeled 15 pounds off. He said he wanted the extra quickness, and there are the results of that. Here's Kidd, not such a great punt. Sharper is going to let it bounce at the 46. It'll go on Green Bay side of the 50-yard line. They'll down it at the 44. Some little altercation over there. It was Sean Boyd mixing things up across the way. Steve Bono's going to get the call at quarterback. 46-yard punt for John Kidd as we step aside. 2:32 to go, and the Packers up 3-0.
Betcha this will be the summer you drive a new Ford. Because right now, your Ford dealer's got up to $1,000 cash back or low 2.9 48-month financing on 3 great choices. Get $500 cash or 2.9 48-month financing on a sporty new ZX2. Get $1,000 cash or 2.9 financing on America's best-selling Ford Escort. Or choose $1,000 or 2.9 financing on the fun, tough Ford Ranger. Bet you won't find a better value anywhere, but you better hurry. Get to your neighborhood Ford dealer today.
The volunteer fire department and the Ministry of Healthcare have a lot in common. It's a teamwork type effort. I'm an EMT at Ministry of Healthcare. I assist the doctors and the nurses. I do patient assessments. I take care of all the vital signs. What kind of accident was it?
One car rolled over the excessive extensive damage.
In my spare time, I'm a volunteer fireman with the local fire department. Ministry Healthcare is a group of hospitals and clinics where thousands of physicians, nurses, and technicians have joined together to provide the best health care. And just like the fire department, the Ministry Network can accomplish things an individual hospital can't by working together. The health problem would be too big for us at the hospital. We would call on the Ministry Healthcare Network and get some assistance from other hospitals. The basic idea is to continually improve the health and well-being of everyone by working together.
Ministry Healthcare, where caring makes the connection.
Now you can earn real interest on your savings. Earn 5.25 APY at American Community Bank, Wausau and Mosinee.
Brian, while we were away in commercial, a number of Edgar Bennett's teammates came up and really trying to console him a little bit for a mild ankle sprain. That seems a little bit unusual.
Well, we hope it's not anything more severe than that, but it kind of looks like that the way guys are surrounding Leroy or Edgar and consoling him.
Steve Bono at quarterback. Levens gets the call following in Taylor's back pocket. He gets maybe a yard there as Mike Holmgren went shopping for a backup quarterback as Jim McMahon stepped aside after a long time, and the man they settled on was Steve Bono.
Mike likes this guy. You know, in Kansas City, he ran into some problems there. They kind of put some blame on him regarding some playoff losses, and things just didn't work out, but Mike knows this guy. He's got confidence in him. He knows that this guy knows the system and has the ability to win football games.
13th year man from UCLA has the best winning percentage of any starter in the National Football League. Guess who's second? The man who starts in front of him. 2nd and 8 from the 47. Minute 53 to go. Again, it's Levens trying to find some running room. Not much there as Armstrong brings him down.
Levens, the ball carrier. Armstrong.
You mentioned it, Brian. In Kansas City, he was kind of the alibi, the blame taker, if you will. And I got to think he's got to come into a situation, maybe rebuild his career a little bit, and a great place to do it.
Yeah, following Brett Favre. But Mike has, as I mentioned, Mike has confidence in this guy. He knows that he knows the system, and he knows the psyche. The best coach, the quarterback coach in the National Football League, Mike Holmgren, knows how to build guys up and how to develop quarterbacks. You know, to mention Joe Montana's and Steve Young's and Steve Bono, Brett Favre, they're all right there.
3rd and 10, 4 wideouts, and it's Mickens on the receiving end of it at the 49-yard line of Miami. And it's going to be short of the first down, and here comes Craig Hentrich again, who just exploded for 62 yards on his first effort. Both these punters have done a pretty good job so far tonight as Bono heads for the sideline, looking for a little bit. And it's nice just to get that first series out of the way because he's familiar with the system, but at times, Coach says he had little flashbacks to Kansas City, maybe a few flashbacks even to San Francisco. But what a run they had together back in '91. Here's Hentrich now, standing in his own 35-yard line. He delivers it from the 40, and it's Jordan calling for the fair catch at the 13-yard line. So it'll be Craig Erickson again, running the Miami offense as we get a look at Edgar Bennett now in the cart and being carted off. So my guess he's going in for X-rays.
Yeah, we all say a prayer. And I hope everybody says a prayer for Edgar Bennett because this is a class man, a class individual, and you don't like to see this, especially in a preseason game. But injuries are a part of the game, but not to a guy like Edgar Bennett. You got to feel for him.
And the guy just never fumbles the ball. Last year he dropped one against the Chargers. He had gone 940 times of touching the football without fumbling. Absolutely incredible. 32 seconds to go. 1st and 10 from the 13. And it's Bernie Parmalee getting the call there. And again, that Packer defense stepping up, including Santana Dotson, who was a great addition to that defense and added a different element to the inside, Ryan.
Well, they mix it up. You got big Gilbert Brown right next to him, and then you got Santana. You got the cat and the elephant side by side, and they flip those guys around. And you don't know whether the guy's going to run you over or run around you. And right there, Santana did an excellent job coming around the corner, getting in the backfield, and making the tackle for a loss.
But which one is which, Brian?
Well, you look down there, they're pretty easy to decipher.
All right. We played 15 minutes here at Lambeau Field in the 48th Annual Midwest Shrine Game. The Packers have put 3 up on the board thanks to Brett Conway. We'll step aside and come back with a second half, or a second quarter action.
If you are interested in winning a Chevy S10 pickup, an Aaron's lawnmower or snowblower, and
there's a sea of minivans out there, but one stands above the rest. Ford Windstar, the only minivan to earn the government's 5-star safety rating, higher than Dodge and Chrysler. A 200-horsepower V6 is more powerful too, and over 40 standard safety features help keep your family safe. Ford Windstar, an island of quality and safety in the sea of life. Your Ford dealer's now offering $1,000 cash back on all Windstars, including the redesigned 1998 Windstar. There's more to a Ford Windstar.
Hardee's new Smothered Burger, as its name might suggest, is, well, smothered. Smothered with delicious flavors. Melted cheese, sautéed mushrooms, grilled onions. Flavors that melt together to become even more delicious. In fact, it's so dripping with flavor, in blind taste tests, 9 out of 10 people use the blindfold to clean up afterwards. The new Smothered Burger, only at Hardee's. What will they think of next?
The shop supervisor has a name for the machine Tom Albert works on, the backbreaker. Today, the score is backbreaker 1, Tom Albert nothing. But after a visit to Samanda and Bryant Neurology, where his pain was diagnosed quickly, Tom is back on the job and feeling better. Now the only pain in Tom's life is, well, when pain strikes on the job, come to Samanda and Bryant Neurology, working for the patient.
And good evening, everyone. everyone. Welcome to Lambeau Field again as we get set to kick off the second 15 of action here in the 1997 preseason opener. It's the Packers against the Dolphins with Green Bay in front 3-0. Brett Conway, the only scoring on a 20-yard field goal. A couple of hookups between Favre and Antonio Freeman, who has 2 catches for 69 yards, setting the stage. First team defense still in there for Green Bay right now. It's 2nd and 11 from the 12-yard line for Craig Erickson. Erickson wisely unloads it. 44 on the receiving end there is Ed Perry, the young tight end. And boy, Brian, we just saw Edgar Bennett go off, and Miami's had its share of injuries as well. Their #1 pick, Yatil Green, a little nicked up in practice this year. Green expected to give a little vertical stretch to that Miami offense.
On Miami's 20.
Also lost one of their starting backers, Larry Izzo. He's out. Torn Achilles tendon.
There you see Yatil Green being carted off earlier in practice, and Larry Izzo, number 53. Kirby Dargar also gone, and then just late this week, Daniel Stubbs, the defensive end, on the shelf as well. So Miami knows all about injuries so far as Erickson delivers out there at the 25-yard line to Charles Jordan. And Doug Evans there to bring him down for Green Bay. Evans a little bruised in his ribs, but he is playing today.
Something's not working in there for Craig.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 now from the 25 as the clock rolls. We're just under 14 minutes left here. Second quarter. It's kind of an overcast day now. Still high about 80 degrees, 81 degrees, I think they said at kickoff. So the folks in Miami should feel real comfortable and confident about that. And then it's Jabbar getting a call up across the 30-yard line as one of the Packers at Santana Dotson leaving his helmet at the 26. Santana, keep that helmet on. Speaking of keeping helmets on, that's probably the only major rule change this year for NFL fans. They want to keep those helmets on and cut down on the celebrating, Brian, as we watch this play again. Parmalee there with the cover.
Keith Sims back in at guard, and he pulls through the hole trap and then catches Keith McKenzie sitting a little high. Parmalee follows him right through the hole. And then a little pushing and shoving, and he's going to get a nice gain of about 8 yards.
Santana Dotson, along with Gilbert Brown, showing things up. #1 defense across the front, still in there for the Pack, and we may have been offsides. Looks like McKenzie may have jumped as Parmalee again got the call.
Evans and Butler on the stop.
Parmalee, a 6th-year man from Ball State. Bernie Kukar, our referee tonight, and as we mentioned, the only rule change is the one with the helmets. They're basically trying to cut down on the taunting.
Offside, number 95 on the defense. The penalty is declined. First down.
Keith McKenzie made a name for himself last year, not by getting penalties like that, but by rushing the passer.
Well, he gets off the ball extremely quick, and there he jumped the gun a little bit, but watch throughout this game, Keith McKenzie's name is going to come up again. This kid can rush the passer as good as anybody on the football team, and it's all because of his get-off. He gets off the ball faster than anybody.
A year ago in the preseason, led the NFL with 5.5 sacks. 1st and 10 from the 37, and Erickson goes a little bit deeper this time. And it's Jordan again on the receiving end, the former Packer. Signed a pretty healthy contract down there with Miami. Disappointing a year ago, but boy, I tell you what, he didn't disappoint his banker.
Out here, Craig Newsom's a little bit upset with himself. He slipped on this brand new field that we've got, brand new sod. Slipped in the completion. Craig got the ball out to Charles out on the flat.
Brian, it seems they've taken a little bit of the crown off the field.
Yeah, it's flatter. The field is flatter, and it's a hard field now. This field is not as soft. There used to be sand involved, and there's not any sand in this field.
2nd and 2 now. And again, it's Parmalee who's getting the call, and he gets the first down. It's called sport grass, Brian, and it's a system that they used out in Baltimore. We had an experience with that last year in the preseason, and it does hold up well under wet conditions. No question about it. It's designed, they say anyway, to withstand 15 inches of rain in an hour. If it rains 15 inches an hour, they get out of here.
Something like some 30-odd miles of piping in here or something.
Radiant heating piping. They can maintain a root zone temperature 70 degrees. They can grow grass here all year long.
Come out here in January.
You can cut the lawn. 1st and 10 from the 47. Erickson, pretty good composure there. Great coverage by Butler, intended for Ed Perry, the tight end, and Leroy Butler put it on him in a hurry. Went to the Pro Bowl a year ago and made a statement in a big-time way.
Leroy Butler's proving to be the consistent, the consummate strong safety. Punch the pocket, Good play by Leroy. He gets in there, and he's, like I said, he's waiting for that first interception. He might be a little behind there, but don't be surprised if Leroy doesn't come up with one, especially as these quarterbacks, I don't know how long Leroy's going to stay in there. But
Butler added some weight in the offseason, said the Super Bowl taught him one thing. He's having some trouble dealing with big tight ends. So he got bigger to fight size with size. 2nd and 10 from the 47, 11-18 to go. Erickson, good protection. Complete at the 35-yard line to Lamar Thomas.
This has got to be kind of a concern for the #1 defense out there, that Craig Erickson's having the ability to move the football. I believe this is their fourth first down, and they still have the full #1 unit on the field.
Again, keep in mind they're starting some reserve linebackers, but yeah, across the front, the starters are there and in the secondary. Although right now we check, and it's Tyrone Williams playing the right corner for Green Bay. Erickson's going to try it deep. Working over Newsome. Newsome bats it away at the last second, intended for Jordan.
Great play, Craig Newsome. This is called acceleration. He actually, the receiver gets behind Craig, and he accelerates. It's called focal point. He turns and looks at the numbers, runs, catches up, and then punches the pocket. Right there. Hand on the ball. He is one of the premier cornerbacks in the league. Look at that. Boom. Great play. Hand on the ball, toe for toe, running in, catch-up mode.